Introducing this evening's speaker, His Grace Mukunda Datta. So you round of applause to him. Mukunda Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Parthasarati Das Goswami Maharaj. Prabhu joined ISKCON in 1995. That's almost 30 years of serving ISKCON with love, devotion and dedication. Prabhu has been a pujari and a cook at the Linesia temple, as well as he has been a pujari at the new Jagannath Puri temple, that is the Hare Krishna temple in Phoenix, and he's also been a pujari at the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple, that is the Hare Krishna temple in Chatsworth. Prabhu has run courses where he has taught important courses like the Science of Self-Realization as well as Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu has also studied at the Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education. And on Radio 2000, there is a segment called Simple Living Higher Thinking. Prabhu has done many recordings for this radio show, Radio 2000, and it is still running at the moment, and it's on a Saturday. Prabhu's wife, his Dharampatni, Her Grace Gaura Leela Devi Dasi, and Prabhu are highly esteemed devotees in ISKCON with a vast knowledge and deep understanding of Shastra and Scripture. So we are indeed very blessed to have such an exalted devotee amongst us today. So let's give him another round of applause. Hare Krishna. Welcome, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Can you get to that? You can hear me? Thank you. So, it's very nice to be here. Thank you very much. It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nitya Siddha Krishna Brahma Shantikarunaya, Shavanadi Shuddha Chitta Karunaya. The love of God is present in the heart of every living being at its torrents. And is not to be obtained from some outside source. It's already present within you. And when one comes into association of hearing and chanting of the Lord's name, His pastimes and activities, this love becomes awakened. So this is the idea of us coming together. We want to awaken that love of the Supreme Lord. So the Bhagavad Gita, the activities of the Supreme Lord, all these different things that the Supreme Lord does is simply for our benefit. And we have to just apply. The best thing we can do is application. We may know many things, but without application it has no meaning. I may know Krishna is the Supreme Person. I may know so many things. You may say, I love something or I love someone. Without action, love has no meaning. You can tell someone, I love you, but if you don't do anything for the benefit of the person through service, then love has no meaning. Those who are mothers will understand. When they have a child, they give up everything, their sleep, their time, their eating, whatever it is. Why? Because they love the child. More than anyone else to the service. No offense to the fathers. But when the mother is sacrificing like this, it's done through service. And that service is what creates that love for the child. So we will sing Jai Radha Madhava, and then we will speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Jai Radha Madhava Kunda Vihari. His Divine Grace and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Bhari Ki Jai. Namacharya Sridhar Thakur Ki Jai. ISKCON Vartman Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Sham Kund Radhika Giri Govardhani Ki Jai. The Lordship Shri Shri Tagore Hari Ki Jai. The Lordship Shri Shri Radhavadanath Ki Jai. Jai Bhakti Vinda Vinashini Shri Deva Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bhakti Prabha Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Navarik Mayapur Nam Ki Jai. Shri Mathura Nam Ki Jai. Shri Gilachor Jagannath Puri Nam Ki Jai. Gangamaya Janmastami Ki Jai. Tulsi Bhavani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samved Bhakti Vinji Ki Jai. Shri Tagore Bhagavandi. All glories to the Son of Lord Hare Krishna. All glories to the Son of Lord Hare Krishna. All glories to the Son of Lord Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sri Guru Shiva. All glories to Sri Prabhupada. So before I start, I will say praise to the spiritual master, Sri Prabhupada, and then we'll continue. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisarati Das Goswami Nityananda. Das Goswami Nam Bande Namo Bhajana Shamshanam Yam Yadesi Gurudeshin Stabhakam Siddhavatam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisarati Swami Nityananda. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Charine Nirvisaya Sunyavadi Paschatya Vesatake Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakayam Chakshurunvitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Vishnu Snapitam Janmastami Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swavadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tavadkalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahavaranatam Vitam Sajikam Sadvaitam Savarutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitam Scha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopeshna Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Visalama Sri Devi Pranami Hari Priya Panchakapa Trupyascha Kripasinda Devicha Patitanam Bhavani Vaishnavi Guru Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. So welcome, thank you very much for coming. In 1968 in Montreal, Srila Prabhupada gave a lecture on the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the title of the lecture is Krishna is begging for your love. Now it's a very interesting topic that when we see that we understand this, Prahlad Maharaj is speaking and Srila Prabhupada is also giving this explanation that the Supreme Lord is not satisfied by material opulence. Neither is he satisfied by a Brahman who is qualified in all the 12 qualifications of being a Brahman. What is the Supreme Lord satisfied with? Anybody know? Anybody? Madhurya, what is Krishna satisfied with? Love. Love and devotional services of Jesus Krishna more than anything. Now Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Palam Toya Yome Bhakti Vyachiti, that if you offer me with love and devotion a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, I will accept. But Srila Prabhupada is saying Krishna is begging. When I heard this, I thought I wouldn't say it. And how can you say God is begging? It's like insulting. I was thinking, but Prabhupada is saying it. He's the founder acharya. Maybe he's keeping it because he's the acharya. So I looked up the word begging in the dictionary. And begging means to petition, to ask. So in this way, the Supreme Lord is asking, you give a little bit of water. You give a little fruit. You give a little flower with devotion to me. And I will accept it. Some Siddhi Hari Toshna, that the goal of our life, the goal of human life, of the perfection of human life is to please the Supreme Lord. And if the Supreme Lord becomes santusht, if he becomes satisfied with you, there's nothing more for you to want in life. So Srila Prabhupada explains the story about the sannyasi. And the sannyasi, in the old times, the sannyasi would go door to door begging to enlighten the household. Because the household is engaged in sense gratification. And it's called the dark well full of snakes. And the saintly person goes to give knowledge. And the guys are coming to beg at the house, he gives knowledge. So one day the sannyasi went to a house, and the lady of the house saw him. And she told her husband, you give him acid. You give him acid. Don't give him anything, give him acid. And when she said this, the sannyasi said, yes, you give me acid. At least you give me something, and your charity will have begun. And the idea is this, that you give something. When you give, you get something in return. When you give to a saintly person, you attain sukriti. And that sukriti builds. There is the word sarva atmaka. Sarva atmaka means to give your very self. So Krishna said, you give a little bit of water. You give some water. Excuse me, I'll have a little water. I'm thirsty. So Krishna said, you give me a little water. idea is by you giving, slowly it builds and it builds. And the more you give to Krishna, eventually, slowly, he will give your heart, which is the most important thing. Sarva Atmaka. So the idea is that this is what he is asking for. You give to me something, give a little. Then Srila Prabhupada goes on to speak about Vamanadev. Vamanadev is a dwarf incarnation of Krishna. He comes and asks for 3 steps of land. Just give me 3 steps. Now a dwarf, what can you take in 3 steps? So Balaram said, no, you take something more. And Vamana said, no. Just give me 3 steps, that's all I want. The first step, he covered the entire earth. The second step, he covered the entire heavenly planets. There was no place for him to place his third step. So he said to Bali Maharaj, yes, you offered me 3. Where should I put my third step? He said, you put it here. I offer myself to you. So he's asking for just 3 steps. Small, you give something small. Give a little bit water. Give one fruit. Give something. And when you give, slowly, little by little, the heart becomes purified. And when this purification takes place, then one becomes Sarva Atmaka. One gives one's very self to the Supreme Lord. And the last point Srila Prabhupada said, we come to this world empty-handed in the wombs of our mother. And when we die, we leave this world empty-handed. But when we look around, we think we are the owners of everything. Think very carefully. We come in the womb of our mothers empty-handed. When we die, when we leave this world empty-handed. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. And we are thinking, oh, it's mine. It belongs to me. And Srila Prabhupada says this is called illusion. Now the living entity has natural love for the Supreme Lord. But when that love comes in contact with the illusion energy of Krishna, called Maya, it is transformed into lust. So we will speak a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining how the living entity becomes bewildered by Maya. How he becomes so captivated that he forgets who he actually is. And this is depicted by Indra himself, the king of heaven. So we will speak this verse from the Bhagavatam, and we will try to say a few points. Narayanam namaskritya naram chevam narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayat nastam preshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama bhakti bhavati naistiki Mukam karoti vanchanam pangam langayate girim yakripatamam vande shri gurum dinatanam narakasto apideham vare napumastyaktam ichati naratyam nipita satyam devamaya vimohita. Translation: the conditioned living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life, while deluded by the covering of the illusory energy. He feels little inclined to cast off that body, even when in hell, for he takes delight in hellish enjoyment. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is said that once Indra, the king of heaven, was cursed by his spiritual master Brihaspati on account of his misbehavior, and he became a hog on this planet. After many days, when Brahma wanted to recall him to the heavenly kingdom, Indra, in the form of the hawk, forgot everything of his royal position in the heavenly kingdom and refused to go back. This is the spell of Maya. Even Indra forgets his heavenly standard of life and is satisfied with the standard of a hawk's life. By the influence of Maya, the conditioned soul becomes so affectionate towards his particular type of body that he is offered. Give up this body and immediately you will have the king's body. He will not regret. The attachment strongly affects all conditioned living entities. Lord Krishna is personally canvassing. Give up everything in this material world. Come to me, and I shall give you all protection. But we are not agreeable. We think we are quite all right. Why should we surrender unto Krishna and go back to his kingdom? This is called illusion or Maya. Everyone is satisfied with his standard of living, however abominable it may be. Now we understand Jivara Swarupai Krishna Nityadas. The constitutional position of every living being is an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. But somehow or the other he comes to the material world. And in whatever condition of life he finds himself in, he is satisfied. So we have the example of Indra and how he becomes illusioned. He's living in heaven and everything is opulent. And he comes to the material world and is living in filth. He's living in the sty. And in heaven he's drinking somaras. Somaras you drink and your body becomes energized and you become younger. And Indra on the earth planet is eating stool. He's eating stool and he's thinking it's very luxurious, very tasty, how appealing. So for the same person, nobody would do like this. They are heavenly apsaras who are so beautiful, who have captivated the minds of great sages. And Indra is enjoying of them. But here he is happy with a female pig. And his companions in the heavenly planet are all the devatas. But here he is satisfied with his piglets. And when Indra comes to call him back, let's go, you are the king of heaven. He says, no, I will not go. I'm very satisfied here. This is where I belong. This is my understanding. This is where I'm happy to be. So the material world is a temporary reflection of the spiritual world. Whatever we find here in the material world, we will find in the spiritual world. But there is a big difference. Here it is temporary, and there it is eternal. The enjoyment is so intoxicating that Maya makes the pig think that stone is tasty. It's described if you take ghee, first class ghee, and you make halwa, and you put it there with the pig will turn its face. But if the pig finds the night soil, it will devour it and wait for some more. So this is how the illusory energy of Krishna works. It binds the living entity so badly that he forgets his actual position. Now the Bhagavad Gita teaches you the first lesson that you are not this body, you are spirit soul. But due to ignorance, we forget who we actually are. Now, we also have our own little complications in this world. We have our own attachments. We have our families, husbands and wife, children, body. And we find it very soothing, very pleasing. But the first lesson that is taught in the Bhagavad Gita is what? Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. I am the spirit soul. So Srila Prabhupada says something very interesting. He says something very interesting in the introduction of the Bhagavad Gita. So he says, every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires about the nature of the Absolute. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering, or where they have come from, and where they shall go to after death, are proper students of understanding the Bhagavad Gita. The sincere student should also have a firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, we're not saying don't have a family, don't have children, don't have any of these things, don't have pleasure. It's natural. But when we come to the material world, we become attached. Not just attached, we become insanely attached, overly attached. And this attachment is what binds us to this material world. Try and understand. When we go home tonight, every one of us go home tonight, and when you are in the deepest of sleep, remember your husband, remember your wife, remember your house, remember your children. Think if you can remember. When you are in the dead of sleep, all these things are completely oblivious to you. You forget. This is the power of illusion. We are thinking that I am attached to all these things, but you have nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with you. Our eternal position is to relate with the Supreme Lord. But out of ignorance, when you come to the material world, you forget. Indra, the king of heaven, has forgotten his position. He's become a stool-eating hog, and he's happy. We are eternal servants of Krishna. We come to the material world. We develop some relationships with some persons, and we think that this is the all in all. But eventually, sooner or later, it will come to an end. We don't want it to come to an end, and we think that this is permanent. But the reality of life, when it does strike, when it does take place, when someone dear is lost, people become completely confused. They don't know which way to turn. Why? Because they don't have an understanding of what actually has taken place. There is a poem by Srila Prabhupada called the Vrindavan Bhajan. He says, as the froth of seawater mixes again in the ocean, Maya Samsara's play is just like that. Who is my mother? Or who is my father? The personal relative. Just like sea foam that remain but a short time. Just as froth on seawater mixes again in the sea, the body made of 5 elements mixes and ends with destruction. How many bodies does the embodied soul take in this way? His relatives are all related merely to the temporary of the body. The body is asat. It has to come to an end. Is anybody will last forever? Is anybody who's in a corner living eternally? When our clothes get on, we give them up and we take on new clothes. And this is the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita, that we are not this body. So Krishna is explaining that there is a spiritual world. And we are here in the material world. And there's 5 relationships. Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya. Every relationship you find in the material world, you will find the Supreme Lord. But the difference is, one is temporary and the other is eternal. So it's a matter of choice. Where do you wish to be? The Supreme Lord doesn't interfere with your independence. To love somebody, you cannot put a gun to their head and say, you love me or you die. You love me or you die. That is not love, that is false. So the Supreme Lord, even though He is the supreme cause of everything, He does not interfere with your independence. If you want to love Him, you can love Him. But if you don't want to love Him and you want to love the external energy, then you can stay and enjoy, and you can suffer in despair. So as Brahma tries to rescue Indra and go back to the heavenly planet, Krishna comes to the material world to protect us. He comes to call us back to the spiritual world. He presents the Bhagavad Gita. He gives the knowledge. You put it in. You put it on the Gita. It's okay, that's even better. Thank you. So he comes here. He comes and he presents the Bhagavad Gita. And in that Bhagavad Gita, he's giving knowledge of how to return to Him, how to go back to the spiritual world. He performs superhuman pastimes, which culminate in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the cream and essence of the Vedic literature. And then he comes himself to try and remind us to go back to the spiritual world. He says, Sarvadharma Parityajya. Give up everything and surrender to me. I will protect you. Why do I need your protection? My money will protect me. My family will protect me. My children will protect. I will protect myself. At the time of death, you cannot do anything. Nobody can help you in any way. And this is how the situation is. People are unaware of what a spiritual body is. We know what a material body is, but we don't know what a spiritual body. A spiritual body is free from birth, old age, disease, and death. Nobody wants to die. Even through the fag end of someone's life, they still think, I still can make it some more. I still can carry on a little bit more. And even when he's leaving the body, he still doesn't want to go. But death comes and kicks the person out. We don't want to die, but death is forced upon us. So even though Krishna comes and he speaks the Gita, we are caught in Maya. We don't want to listen. We don't want to surrender. In the 3rd chapter, it is described, Prabhupada says, the eternal love for Krishna is transformed into lust with contact with Maya. And it is very difficult to transform this lust back into love. Very, very difficult. But then he says, on page 210 of the Bhagavad Gita, I will read for you. He says here, lust is only the perverted reflection of love of God, which is natural for every living entity. But if one is educated in Krishna consciousness from the very beginning, that natural love of God cannot deteriorate into lust. When love of God deteriorates into lust, it is very difficult to return to the normal condition. Nonetheless, Krishna consciousness is so powerful that even a late beginner can become a lover of God by following the regulated principles of devotional service. So from any stage of life, or from the time of understanding its urgency, one can begin regulating the senses in Krishna consciousness. Devotional service of the Lord can turn lust into love of God, the highest perfectional stage of human life. So everyone's trying to be happy, and everybody has their own idea of what happiness is, and we're trying to find happiness in in the material world. And it is simply an illusion. In the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of God himself certifies that the material world is an impermanent place that is full of miseries. There is no question of happiness in this material world, either individually or in terms of family, society, or country. If something is going on in the name of happiness, that is also illusion. And so we are thinking, I'm going to find some happiness. Take any material activity and overdo it and see what happens. Any activity will cause you sickness. It will cause you suffering. You become so content. You become so familiar with suffering, you think there's nothing more. You don't know what a spiritual body is. It says, in the spiritual world, every step is a dance, every word is a song, and every day is a festival. And if you compare that to the material world, every step there's danger. We walk out here, and when we go into our vehicle, somebody is waiting around the corner. Somebody could be in our homes right now while we are here, and you wouldn't even know it. There's danger at every step. You cause a problem with somebody, and the words they will speak, we can't even mention here in the class. Every word is a song in the spiritual world. Every word here in the material world is something else. And every day is a challenge. Without working, we cannot get bread, we cannot survive. We need to do so many things to keep ourselves alive. And every day in the spiritual world is a festival. So the idea is this, that we are found in this wanting of spiritual life. And because spiritual life is lacking in us, we suffer. We may claim to be religious, we may do so many things, but after some time, if we give it up, we do something else. Now this practice of Krishna consciousness is so nice, is that anybody can do it anywhere, at any time. Who can't pick a flower from somewhere? Who can't give a little water? Just a little water to the sugar and say, this is for you. And we can't do it. Why? Because we feel, why should I? Don't have time. So many things to do. We are so occupied in so many ways that for the Supreme Lord, we don't have time. It says that in the pastime of Krishna appearing on earth, it is described how Devaki, her own brother, was prepared to kill him. Why? Because the 8th child was going to kill him. And because his own sister is the cause of his interruption in my pleasure, in my enjoyment, I have to kill you. And what a shameless act it is for our own brother to kill his sister. But the material world is designed like this, that anything that comes in my way of enjoyment, I will destroy it. I will remove it. Look at Russia and Ukraine. We only want a Russian kingdom. We don't want any other people. This is the bodily concept of life. I am Indian. I am tall. I am thin. I am fat. I am this. These are all the bodily concept of life. And it's called skin disease. Before we were born, nobody knows where we came from. When we die, nobody knows where they're going to go to, but we simply live. We think we are satisfied. We think we have everything made. And so Krishna comes out to say that yes, you are not happy here. You should come back to me. Your position is in the spiritual world. And if we take heed to what the Lord says, then we become happy. And everybody is searching for happiness, but we're searching in the wrong place. That if you are spiritual by nature, and you're trying to find happiness in a place which is material, how can it work? Can it make any sense? You are spiritual by nature. You're trying to find happiness in something which is temporary. You are eternal. You're seeking happiness in a place which is temporary. How can it ever make any sense? And therefore, out of kindness, Supreme Lord comes. He speaks the Bhagavad Gita. He gives this knowledge and says, surrender unto me. I will protect you. It's like if you go to the richest man, and the man has all the money, though he says, don't worry about anything. I will take care of every problem you have with yours. You don't even have to lift a finger. You don't even have to work. I will protect you. I will take care of you. First you wonder and try and figure who this man is. Find out his qualifications, whether you can actually trust him. And you find out, yes, the knowledge is given. You can find out. And you can do your research and see, yes, this person is such and such person. It is true. He will take care. So the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is describing who he is. He's describing who we are. He's describing what this material world is. and what the spiritual world is also. Satchidananda Vigraha. The form of the Supreme Lord is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. So the idea is to transfer ourselves from the material world to the spiritual world. There is only one verse that is repeated in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, always think of me, become my devotee, offer obeisance to me, and surely thinking of me, you will come to me. It is such a simple thing. And the easiest way to remember Krishna is what? To chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The example is like this. I was talking to somebody the other day. He said, if somebody's lying on the street and you just walk past and you don't help them, then you're not a God conscious person. So I asked him, if that person is a rapist or a murderer and you don't know what he is, and you support him, and he goes and does something afterwards, who's accountable? You or him. The idea is this, is that when a man is drowning in the ocean and you go to save him and you pull out his jacket and you say, Srini, I've saved Srini. I grab Srini's jacket and I come out in the water and I say, I'm a hero. You all should give me a medal. I saved Srini. And Srini is drowning in the ocean and he's screaming for help. And I said, no, I've got Srini. Srini is here. I've saved him. Does it make any sense? Will any intelligent person be happy with what I'm saying? I've saved the man. I've got him here. I've got a black jacket just like that. I saved Srini. Srini is saved. And everybody, what a stupid person is it? Srini is drowning in the ocean and you're saving Srini's jacket and you think your Srini is saved. The material body made up of the 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air and ether, is the material outer covering, is the outer jacket. The soul dwells in the body, just like how the body dwells within the jacket, the covering. We are not this material body, we are spirit soul. And our position is to be with the Supreme Lord. And if we are intelligent, we listen to accept what Krishna says and practice. It's such a simple thing that even a child can do it. Chanting of Hare Krishna. It can be done anywhere, by anyone, at any time, at any place. There is no rule. One can be eating meat, he can be doing any activity, can be doing anything he likes. You simply add the holy name. It's like how you buy what is, some soup, just add hot water. I don't know what you call this soup like thing. Just add water. So the holy name, just add yourself. Krishna is there and you just add yourself. Somehow you connect with him. And connecting with the Supreme Lord, you will become freed. It is guaranteed. And it is a process. It is a purifying process, but the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Time of death will come. Oh yes, every single one of us, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, but not more than 100. Every single one of us will come at the time and we will leave this body. And how we have acted in this life will determine our next body. How we have acted in our past life is where we are now. We are the architects or engineers of our own future. So it behooves every living being. And this is not just for the Indians. This is for every living being. And the proof is this. Throughout the world, we have every race, every nationality, every type of person who practices Krishna consciousness. Chinese, American, Russian, you name them. Muslims, Hindus, Christians, you name them. They practice Krishna consciousness. Why? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Shakti Kapinaya, Shravanani Shudachita Karayata. It's already there. Everyone, you're not going to look for the Krishna consciousness. It's already within you, but it's covered. When one hears Hari Katha, one becomes awakened to it. All one has to do is apply. As we spoke earlier, application. It's a simple thing to do. It's not just for a few people. You don't have to shave your hair and have a funny hairstyle and mark your face and do all these things and dress up like me. No, it's not required. You can be in any condition of life, rich or poor, black or white, it doesn't matter. Krishna is God, not just for the Indians. Krishna is God for everyone. Krishna is not an Indian God. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. When He appears on earth, He's not coming just for the Indians, just my group, just my clan. No. Krishna is saying for everyone, every living being, anybody who wants to take to it can practice. So what is the excuse for not taking it? 10 minutes of your time. Get some beads. Chant the holy name. Chant Hare Krishna. Who can't do this? And by chanting Krishna's name, as you chant, the heart becomes purified. And one comes to understand who he actually is. And this is the perfection of Bhagavad Gita. Reading it and not understanding is one thing. Reading it and applying it is something else. Krishna is saying, think of me. What is the best way to do? Chant His holy name. Even if you don't do it, the seed of what's been spoken has just entered into the heart. And it cannot be removed. The beauty of Krishna is such that once He enters into the heart, once you hear about Him, there is no way you can remove the Supreme Lord from entering. And even if you don't want, one time one lady, devotees were chanting in the street, she put her fingers in her ear like this and told Prabhupada, the lady put her fingers, said, did you chant before? She said, yes, she heard the holy. I said, but what do you want? It's too late. You have been become infected with the holy name. It's too late. And once Krishna enters, oh, you cannot remove Him. Even if you don't want Him there, it's too late. So if you've already entered, I'm sorry, there's nothing that I can do. So we will stop here. It's 8:15. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Okay, anybody coming for the first time? Anybody coming for the second time? Anybody coming for the last time? So, they have a gift. I will ask, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Anybody know? Yes? Yes. You can please give them on too. Yeah, thank you very much. It wasn't too difficult. Is there anything more? Was that it? Yeah. So we have questions. Why is it so difficult for our children to become serious in spiritual life? As parents, we are so spiritual and so engaged in devotional service. Our kids just don't care. How can we motivate them? What can we do for them to get them more God conscious? Leave them alone. You leave them alone, and when they are ready to practice, they will take to it. When I was younger, my parents wouldn't allow me to do anything. I had to stay in the house, I couldn't go with my friends. And when I reached standard 6, when I left, I was home and I was in standard 6, anything I could find, anything I did all kinds of things. Why? Because my parents restricted me. They forced me. One devotee was telling me that he knew, he said, my cousins, they're devotees. When they were young, their father forced them to have this thing. Forced them. Forced them to take the bead bag and chant Hare Krishna. Forced them to go to the temple. As soon as they got the time when they were independent, Sikha's out. Bead bag is thrown and you're free. If you want to accept, you set a good example. You set an example, you'll be happy with what you're doing. Prabhupada would see his father. Or his father would come late at night and ding, 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 he would be ringing the bell, offering to Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada would watch him. My father is doing, whatever the parent does, the children will follow. But if you force, that is very bad. Because automatically at a young age, children are rebellious. You tell them do, they won't. You tell them don't do, maybe they might do. But the idea is to lead them, not completely. You have to keep an eye. But there is a balance, where you give them some freedom to do things, where they feel that we're not forced. I'm not a parent, but I've been a child. And I know what it feels like when you're forced to do something. You're made to do it. And after some time, you don't want to do it anymore. Because it's not what you want. As soon as you get a chance to give in, I don't want it anymore. I don't want it. Why? Because you made me do it. I said earlier on, love is something that is natural. If I hold a gun and say, you love me, nobody will do. But if somebody voluntarily does, they do on their own. Natural. Something which is natural is genuine. Something which is forced is artificial. So the children, let them be children. And as they grow, they can decide for themselves that yes, Krishna consciousness is the highest thing. We want the best. But it is not something that is forced on anyone. Even though it is the best thing to give, if you force them, you're doing a great disservice. Because guaranteed, most of the children who grew up in the Gurukul gave up Krishna consciousness, started doing their own things. Why? Because they were forced to do it. If you do something that you love, you will do it anyhow, no matter what it is, because it's something you enjoy. But if you're forced to do that very same thing, you don't want to have anything to do with it. So that's my understanding and take on it. Don't force. Yes, you can how you expose. I'm going to the temple, would you like to come? I'm going to do such and such, would you like to come? But if they don't want to, don't make them. Because they end up hating it. I was thinking early on, before I could come, that I'm glad in one way I wasn't a devotee when I was young or grown up. Because when I was grown up, I was thinking, what's on the other side? But when I wasn't on the other side growing up, I tried everything. I tried everything to get myself happy, try to have fun, to enjoy myself, and I tried everything. I never found any kind of happiness as much as what I find in Krishna consciousness. I almost killed myself as well. I won't tell you doing what, but this was the fun I was experiencing. Getting high, doing all kinds of strange things, because just for a thrill. And I came to this Krishna consciousness, and nothing compared to it. And I was sorry that I didn't do it earlier, but I also thought, hey, if I was doing when I was young, I never got a chance to see what the others are doing. I think, hey, maybe there's something better than this. Maybe there's something better than Krishna consciousness. So I did all the terrible things before, and I said, that's what that is. I won't touch it again. I like this is better. So you choose for yourself. The children choose for them. You wouldn't like somebody forcing you, you must do like this. So why would you want them to do themselves? Let them choose. But give them exposure. Give them exposure and let them see what it's like. What is that song by Whitney? Let the children love, or something. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Something like this. Whitney used to. Let the children love, or whatever it is. Let the children be children. Don't force them to go off quicker than what they want. Because you know what? When you're young, you only have that for a certain period of time, and it's finished. Rather, you enjoy your happiness, your life, in whatever way you can, as long as they're safe. You can keep an eye. Even if you get a child to be a vegetarian, not to speak of being a devotee, is a big plus. If your child can even just be a vegetarian, okay, that's a big plus. And whatever they do after, then do. If your daughter gets married and she marries a man who's not a devotee, what are you going to do? If your son gets married to a person who's not a devotee, and he said, okay, let's go to the church, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't do anything about it. But we will say, no, you must do it when I say. Dictatorship. I'm making you do it because you're living under my house, my roof. No. We should show love. A parent should be a friend, not just a parent only. We should be more like a friend and guide the child instead of being more like a dictator and say, do like this, do like that. You should do like this. Don't do like that. Sometimes you learn the hard way. I hope that's okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, my question is, what is the best way for devotees to avoid becoming overwhelmed with the daily obstacles and continue to be happy and peaceful as there is so much negativity in the world? I know Krishna is always so merciful, but it is human nature to sometimes experience worry and fear. Yeah, oh yeah, very nice. It's true, very true. Chant Hare Krishna. Read Bhagavad Gita. Be in the association of devotees. Hear Krishna Katha. Try and remember Krishna at every step. There was one time one devotee was giving a talk in an Asian temple, and she was a doctor, and she had this assignment to get done. It was thundering late at night, and the 9-year-old daughter came, Mommy, I'm scared, and mother has to get this finished. So it's early in the morning trying to finish this, and now she has this child to attend to. So she asked the child, is there anybody more powerful than Krishna? And the child, 9-year-old child, said, no, Mommy. So the mother said, if you think of Krishna, will you be safe? Said, yes, Mommy. And she went back to sleep. So this is how it's done. We prepare ourselves, chant early in the morning. Before you get up, or after you get up. Sometimes I don't even brush my teeth, I take my bead bag and I chant. Because the bead bag is more important than me brushing my teeth. At early morning time is so precious that nothing should stop you from chanting the holy name at that time. And when you chant Krishna's name early in the morning, you're putting a bulletproof vest against Maya. Oh yes. Like how a soldier or a policeman puts a vest on and he goes out and somebody shoots him, he's okay. You put on a vest of the holy name. Spiritual power to protect you. And when you chant Krishna's name sincerely and you go out to face the material world, you create a bubble of protection, of spiritual strength around you. So no matter where you go, no matter how alluring Maya is, no matter how many attractions there may be, you have strength to control you. And this I can say from experience. I've experienced, oh yes, I cannot tell you how or what, I can say from experience, when a allurement comes and you've chanted your rounds, no matter how alluring the situation may be, no matter how attractive it may seem, that holy name, when you chant sincerely, you have your vest on, to protect you from the most greatest danger that you will ever face. And that is through experience. When you try it, you will understand what Krishna's protection is like. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, not like to share Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhu, Gaur Sundar, Rita Gaur Sundar, beautiful name you have. Please explain Mukunda in this term, in this material world, and what we can expect when we get back home. My name is not Mukunda. My name is Mukunda Datta Das. Mukunda is somebody else, the giver of liberation. King Kulashekar is praying to Lord Mukunda, please give me liberation from this material world. One who takes away, like Hari, one who takes away. Mukunda gives you liberation from this material entanglement. So we all want to become freed. What is it like we can expect in the spiritual whole world when we get back? Every step is a dance, every word is a song, every day is a festival. And once having attained the spiritual world, one never returns to this material world again. So this is what it's about. You can stay in the material world and change from one body to another. It's like how you change one jacket. Just say you've got 100 jackets. There are 8,400,000 species of life. 8,400,000 jackets. And you keep changing from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And continue in a cycle. Round and around. Samsara. And there's no end to it. It keeps going. Round and around. And only when you come to the human form of life, it is the only opportunity to become free. And if not, you waste it, you go back. Lower species of life. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 40, it says, Neha Pikramanam, which means in English, a little bit of advancement on this path of Krishna consciousness can protect you from the greatest type of fear. What is the greatest type of fear? Does anybody know?
Falling down.
Falling down into a lower species of life. Oh yes. And simply by chanting Krishna's name, even if it's not done sincerely, there's a verse, Sankityam Parihasyam Va, Stovam Helanam Eva Va, Vaikunta Nama Grahanam, Ashesadam Haram Vido. Even if you chant jokingly, even if you chant mockingly, even if you chant for musical entertainment, still the holy name will give you benefit. I used to travel and train when I used to go to college in 1992. And there's a devotee here, his wife used to travel and train. Janardhan Prabhu, please forgive me for saying this. Please don't take offense. Prabhu's wife used to travel in the train. And she used to be sitting on that side. All alone, she'd be very peacefully chanting. And I would start. Hari Bol, loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She would never say a word. She'd just pay no attention. Never having fun. Hare Krishna. I never think one day I'd become Hare Krishna. Never. When people found out that I was a Hare Krishna, they asked me, what are you doing illegally? You must be doing something. You must be doing something illegal. You're just like this as a couple. Come on, show us what you got. I said, what do you mean show us what you do? This is real. This is me. I said, no. This cannot be true. Somebody else, but not you. But it started off from joking with somebody. It was just meant as fun. I didn't mean that, Hare Krishna, Kadamba Swami, the late Kadamba Swami, met a girl once. Now he was a sannyasi. But before he became a sannyasi, he met this girl. And the girl had a dog. And what the dog's name was? Krishna. The dog's name was Krishna. So the dog got lost one day. So he was shouting, Krishna! Krishna! Krishna, come here! And look what happened. He wasn't a devotee. He wasn't a devotee at that time. He was just like everybody else. And he met this girl, and this little girl had a dog. The dog's name was Krishna. The dog got lost, and he's shouting, Krishna! Krishna! Krishna, come here! And Krishna came. Oh boy. And look what happened. His life became completely transformed. What to speak of somebody else, anybody who calls Krishna sincerely. The key thing is sincerity. How many people are there in Namaste to come? Not many people came here today. People who are sincere, people who are inquiring, they have come. Krishna has allowed them to come. At the same time, it's for us to think, do I want to surrender to Krishna or not? It's our individual choice. No one will force. We simply say, Krishna is saying, surrender unto him. And then it's left to you as an individual choice. You can surrender or you can turn away. The choice is ours. Does anybody have any other question? Any live takers? Don't feel shy. If you want to ask, if you want to comment, if you want to say something. Anyone? No one? Someone?
Anybody came late that perhaps didn't get a chance to write their question on the board, on the clipboard that would like to ask a question? We have a question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I would just like to ask with regards to, hopefully in the spirit of Janmastami, when Lord Krishna reincarnated as Lord Buddha, at this time, from what I've read, Lord Buddha actually challenged or he did away with what the Vedas said, if I can put it that way, based on when it comes to animal sacrifice. So at this time, from my understanding, which is a bit limited, there was a lot of animal sacrifices being done by the kings and lots of people and stuff because they believed that they would achieve this material desires and benefits. So when he reincarnated as Lord Buddha, why would he undo what he said by doing away with the Vedas or what was taught in the Vedas instead of just clarifying the point for everyone to learn and move forward from?
Very nice, thank you. So Krishna doesn't incarnate, he manifests himself. And he is understood as Swayam Bhagavan. He's the original personality, Godhead, and from him come all the other incarnations. Now people were abusing the Vedas and killing, slaughtering animals in the name of the Vedas. So he didn't come exactly. He came to stop the animal slaughter and basically said, okay, don't follow the Vedas. Because if they were going to follow it, what would they say? Vedas is sin, kill the animal. So if he says, take it out, don't follow anything, just say everything is nothing. In that way, people stopped it. Although I've got it here, it says here. Veda says, you say don't do what the Veda says. So who's hiding, you or the Vedas? I'll choose the Vedas. So if you take the Vedas out, temporarily take the Vedas out, because it's reintroduced by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva comes and he reintroduces the scriptures. And it says our acharyas in the movement have built a golden, castle, not castle, but a great big monument on the foundation of Lord Shiva reintroducing the Vedic scriptures. Now if somebody is abusing the Vedas, and that's what the people were doing, they were abusing. So he said, no, don't worry about the Vedas, don't follow it. Because he knew later it will be reintroduced. Time, place, circumstance. And then, because they were abusing, no, let's leave it out for now. Because it requires intelligence to understand it. Now if I only read one part of it, see, it's like this. There was a man, And one time the man, he had a chicken. And the chicken was giving eggs. So he was a very miserly man. So he said, okay, you see, this side of the chicken is the feeding side. The other side, the egg comes. So I'll cut the chicken in half. I'll keep the egg side, and I won't take this side here because I only like this. It's called the logic of the half hen. Ada Murgi Nyaya. I only like this part where the egg is coming. I don't like the feeding part, so I'll leave the feeding part one side, cut it out. I'll only keep the egg part. It's not going to work. So this is what people were doing. They want like this, but they're using the Vedas. So he said, no, let's take it out completely. Don't follow anything. Because you want half of it, but you're not seeing what the other side is. You only want one side, you're not seeing the full side. So rather don't see anything. And when the time comes, just be peaceful, ahimsa. Don't do any violence to anybody. And in that way, you're not harming anyone. They're not following the Vedas. So simultaneously, it's proving one thing. They're not abusing the Vedas, and two, they're not killing the animals. So twofold, he's doing the action of protecting the animals, at the same time keeping the Vedas from polluting the atmosphere. Because it's meant to purify. But you're taking that which is purifying and polluting. So rather keep it one side for the time being, and when it's required, we bring it back. But for now, for the time being, let's just keep it on the shelf. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Is it okay? Thank you.
Haribol. So this is not a question, but it's a comment because I know him for more than 30 years. And it was in the 90s when we had a 10 campaign, and he's going to know what I'm going to say. So we were busy, setting up, and his Guru Maharaj was giving the lecture. And he came past the stage and he was intoxicated. And because we were, the people that were in charge and trying to get things sorted out, so we had to go and take him out. We took him out and we asked him, say, please, we don't mind you staying here, but, and he says, what is this battle coming and giving us information about Krishna? And then I said, you know what, just relax, listen, if you listen to something, if it makes sense to you, and he knows very well. But you know what? After all these years, he kept, and the reason why I'm saying it is because he told you all he was on the other side, and I saw him on that side. and the transformation is only by the mercy of Sri Krishna. And when anybody takes Sri Krishna's mercy or takes his spiritual path, transformation from being intoxicated to where he is today is clear.
I can just add something to it. The first time my mother was taking her to the temple, and I've embarrassed my mother she's late now. I've embarrassed my mother very badly. She used to get drunk and cause trouble, and so I caused a lot of embarrassment. So the first time I was taking my mom to the temple, she called me one time. She said, "You sure you know what you're doing? Please don't want to cause any more embarrassment. Please, if you don't know what you're doing, say you can't make it." I said, "No, it's okay. I think I have some idea. It's okay." And from the time we left home until we were driving to Joburg, driving to I could see my mother is in a panic. She is panicking. You can see her is like, Then we spoke and we got up and we were returning. She said, "I cannot believe it." My own mother said, "I cannot believe what you once were and what you have become." Because I was a character and a half. Let me just say a character. Saturday night was doping night. That was the 10 campaign. I was sitting with my dad. We were sitting and we were having our own whatever it is. But even my father told me once, before he can leave his body, he said, "Son," he told me, he said, "Son," looked at me in the face, he said, "Son, this is the only good thing you have ever done in your entire life." So that's what he did. So yeah, I didn't want to say it. It's embarrassing that you bring it up. But yeah, it has been a life-changing experience, and I would never change it for anything else. I would rather die than give it up. 100%. Because taking drugs, flats, metric, almost overdose, smoking mandrax, having fun, and doing all kinds of things. Got myself into a whole lot of trouble, police, and a whole lot of other things, and whatever it is. I won't mention things, it's already bad enough.
Long hair.
Not, oh yeah, no, long hair, and a whole lot of other things. But I have straightened out a little bit, and I'm trying my best. So thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah, thank you.
I'd like to tell all those people that come here, thanks very much. Me, I came up from a demonic family, but I was from Krishna. My mother had a temple. She used to do prayer. My grandfather had a big bush knife. He used to dress up like a very saintly person. I asked my mother, why did old man carry bush knife to fight me? She said, no, cutting goat. I said, not for cutting goat. He got 6 sons. God gave him the bush knife to slice his son. I said, you go and hold Kali Pika and show me foods. Show me Christians. All are human beings. And that all human heads are all humans. Not the goat, not the rooster, not the fowl, because they all got life given by the same Lord Krishna. So today I am teaching the message of Prabhupada. This I wish to do Prabhupada. So thank you to me. So I like to tell everybody, sacrifice is not a can because remember, if somebody is going to cut your mother's hair, won't like it. So how can you cut somebody else's hair? So that's how the teaching is. That's how Prabhupada have come, Narada Muni have come, Jesus have come to preach Islam, non-violence, against anything else. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Any other questions? So I would like to thank Prabhu for such a powerful class. Let's give Prabhu a round of applause. Thank you, Prabhu, for such an inspiring talk. As I said, it was so powerful and there's so much to actually take in, but I've absorbed a lot. But I think the one thing that will probably have a lasting effect that Prabhu mentioned was when you wake up in the morning and you chant, you're putting on that bulletproof vest. And that struck me like, wow, that is so true, because Maya and negative influences are so strong that we need that. When we wake up first thing in the morning, we need that bulletproof vest. And if I can just share one more thing, that when it comes to chanting in the mornings and how important it is to chant first thing in the morning. You know, so often we wake up and we immediately rush into the role of either a mom or a father or a scholar. Lots of us are waking up, rushing to school. If we career people, jumping out of bed, into the shower, having the coffee, leaving the house. And as Prabhu said in his class, that we forget that we are actually spirit souls. And if we do not take that time in the morning to chant and connect with the most important identity that we have, more than the material human connection and identity, we have a spiritual connection. So after Prabhu's very inspiring talk, I encourage everybody, I humbly plead to everybody, please take up your chanting more seriously, and especially try to do it first thing in the morning. As Prabhu said, your bulletproof vest to Maya, and connect with yourself first, before you connect with any other role that you have in this material body, in this material existence. Connect with your eternal existence. And when you chant early in the morning, that's your time with Lord Krishna. So thank you once again, Prabhu. Let's give Prabhu another round of applause. So for those of you that joined us a bit late, Thank you for joining us. And as I was saying, it's a very exciting time of the year. It's Janmastami in a few days. And as I said, many of us are so excited. We're even counting the hours. Very, very exciting time of the year. So much happening. So much has been happening. There's been festivals, there's been programs, there's been many, many different celebrations that are going on. And I'm sure many of you all have attended some of that, including our tent campaign that we had for Krishna Janmastami. So the time has come where in a few days, we are going to be celebrating Krishna Janmastami. And our Namahatha will be doing a big feed on Sunday. We are cooking 8 handas, Food for Life Coastal, in celebration of Krishna Janmastami. We are doing this big feed. We humbly request and plead everybody, please join us. We require everyone's assistance and time and dedication. We need assistance. I'm so sorry, material body. We require everybody's assistance to please come through and help us with the packing, help us with the distributing, and what better time of the year than now to engage in service to Lord Krishna. So please do join us on Sunday at 8 o'clock, 8:30 a.m., where everybody will be meeting to pack and go on distribution. It's a perfect time of the year to take up some time from our busy life and serve Lord Krishna. Then we have amazing programs taking place. New Jagannath Puri in Phoenix, our Hare Krishna temple in Phoenix is having a festival of chariots tomorrow. Sunday, there's a Mahayagya and Janmastami festivals taking place Sunday and Monday. Our Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple is also having amazing programs from tomorrow. There is a lotus market, if you all have not attended that, at the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple, please do. There are delicious meals and snacks at the lotus market. It's a vegan market with delicious eats and treats. Please go for that. The vegan market, it's the lotus market at Sri Sri Radha Radhanath. Again, also on Sunday there's a Mahayagya, and Monday, the main day of Janmastami, there won't be hundreds, but thousands of people flocking to take darshan at the temples. So please, if you have not made arrangements to go to the temple and take darshan of our deities, please change your plans for Monday, make some time, attend the programs. You're going to get the mercy of Lord Krishna. As Prabhu even mentioned, the mercy of Lord Krishna is so important. And the most auspicious day of Krishna Janmastami, so you do not want to miss that. Please avail yourselves for Krishna Janmastami, and that is Monday, the 26th of August. If you'd like more information, there is a whole lot of information available on social media, and we are here to help you all with regards to times. So once again, as we know, what is Krishna Janmastami? It's a celebration of Lord Krishna's birth. So we're celebrating Lord Krishna's birthday, and we have a delicious cake that we're going to bring forward now for Lord Krishna's birthday, but also celebrating his birthday here today at the Namahatha. It was a few days ago, but we have to give recognition to this very special soul that is part of our Lamasi Namahatha. Prabhu's actually joined us a few years ago. He is very humble, very gracious, always coming and assisting at Food for Life, always supporting us at Lamasi Namahatha. He is a man of few words, but his presence in our Namahatha does not go unnoticed. I would like to call Kamlesh Prabhu to please come forward. Let's give him a round of applause. Kamlesh Prabhu, by now you know we don't accept a no. Not gonna happen. You have to come forward. Come, Prabhu. Unless you want us to clap louder. We'll give you a standing ovation if we have to. So Prabhu celebrated his birthday a few days ago. Prabhu, when was your birthday? Last week Friday? Okay, Prabhu's birthday was last week Friday. So Prabhu, on behalf of the Lamasi Namahatha, a very happy belated birthday to you. Thank you for always coming to Namahatha. Thank you for all the love and support that you give to us. And Prabhu's very, very dedicated. And he's actually all the way from Reservoir Hills. So he does make a special effort to be with us. Mukunda Prabhu, His Grace Mukunda Datta Das Prabhu, you can come forward, perhaps you can cut the other cake that we want to offer to Lord Krishna for Krishna Janmastami. Lord Krishna's devotees are very, very dear to him. So who better than His Grace Mukunda Datta Das to cut the cake for Lord Krishna? Please come forward, Prabhu. And Mahaprasad Prabhu, maybe you can feed Kamlesh. Yes. Prabhu, yeah, maybe you can do the Arati.
Just say one word at least.
Hari Hom.
So I think today we all are going to be very fortunate because Kamlesh Prabhu has agreed to say a few words. One line.
I'd just like to thank everyone, especially Prabhu for the association and for always including me in all the activities that done. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Kamlesh Prabhu, and we wish you a very happy Krishna conscious year ahead. So we've now reached the end of our program. Once again, thank you to each and every one of you for joining us for the Namahatha Janmastami celebration program. Our next Namahatha program will be not next Friday, but the alternate Friday. So we have Namahatha every alternate Friday. Please pass the invite to all your friends and family. The more we have, the better. You know, they say the more the merrier. So please, if you're coming for the next one, not if, when you're coming for the next Namahatha, bring a friend, bring a neighbor. The more we have, the more happier we are. So we want to see our Lamasi Namahatha grow. We want to see this family get bigger. So I encourage everybody to please pass the invite to everyone. And once again, thank you for coming. We will now have Arti. We will observe Arti and Guru Puja. Sorry, one more very important announcement. Monday is Krishna Janmastami, and Tuesday is Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. That is the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada. A very, very important, very, very auspicious day. Please do attend the program at the temple. Without Srila Prabhupada, we would not be here today. It took his sacrifice, it took his entire life that he's dedicated in building Krishna consciousness. Everything that we have today is due to Srila Prabhupada. And our gratitude and our love goes out to him every single day. As devotees, we show him our gratitude and we pray for his mercy. So please, Tuesday is a very important day, very auspicious day. Please do join us at the temples. And if you're unable to, you can still observe Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja from wherever you are, whether it's home, whether it's work, you can still do that. So that's on Tuesday. So now we move on to Arti and Guru Puja. Guru Puja is the offering of flower petals to Srila Prabhupada, our Jagat Guru, our founder Acharya of the Hare Krishna movement that we always give gratitude to. And for that, during the Arti, we will have Cameron Prabhu that will lead us into Kirtan. So let's give him a round of applause. Can you please come to the front, Prabhu? And His Grace Mukunda Datta Das will perform Arti. So thank you, Prabhu. And may we all rise. And thank you once again for coming, and safe travels back home. And there's delicious, sumptuous prasad waiting for you all. So please do not leave without engaging in the delicious prasad. Hare Krishna.
Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Oramani Pracharine, Nirvishesha, Sunyavadi, Askatyadi Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Radha Krishna Sari, Gora Shri Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Vasari Gora Bhaktari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Gora Bhaktari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shri Gora Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Namaste, Namahatha ki, Shri Krishna Janmastami ki, Pitaya Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Hare
Krishna Baladoya Moy, Gori Bhar Jiva Jai, Swaprasad Anil Bhai, Sela Pao, Radha Krishna Gunagau, Premadu Ko Chaitanya Nitai, Jani Mai, Jani Tai, Jani Mai, Jani Tai, Jani Mai, Jani Tai, Jani Mai, Jani Tai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Hare